Delay.
Okay, so on the blue team we have Vi jungle, Nidalee mid, I think, Leona support, Jinx ADC, and Xin Zhao top. On the purple team we have a Nasus jungle, Caitlyn ADC, Kayle support, no, Kayle mid, no, what? Kayle top, yes. Xerath mid, and Janna support. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that seems right.
I wish we could see the band champions.
Nidalee took heal as one of her summoner spells. Not sure about that choice.
Yeah, that's interesting.
She's the mid laner? Yeah, probably don't need heal. She has a self-heal of her own anyway, so I think that's probably better used as something else. Maybe Ignite, or Teleport even.
Teleport, maybe even Barrier.
Yeah, Barrier if you're afraid of being burst down, especially if you could see later on that they picked, you know, a burst champion.
Yeah. I think lane phase, what do you call it, Xerath will have the advantage over Nidalee, just because he can out poke her, because she has to use her Q to poke really, and then he can just hide behind minions.
I think that lane will be very much a skill matchup, because if Nidalee can land spears and Xerath doesn't hide in the minions as well, then she could win that lane pretty easily with just a couple of good spears. Top lane, I think that Kayle is definitely going to have a major advantage early on if she doesn't get bullied out.
Definitely.
And bottom lane is going to be a really interesting one. I really like the Caitlyn Janna lane, I think, better than the Jinx lane. That lane is going to be completely decided by overall engages, like just the dives in and who is winning those trades. If Janna can keep Leona out of there, which Janna is really good at doing, just a simple tornado can stop a really hard engage, then I think Caitlyn will be good.
Janna can just disengage the entire fight, even if Leona ults.
Right. So I think that advantage goes to the Caitlyn Janna lane, probably, if they play that correctly. And then Nasus and Vi are both two very good junglers right now. I'm interested to see who builds tank on the blue team. I mean, Leona, of course, is going to have some tankiness, but is Xin Zhao going to go for a DPS build? Is Vi going to go for a DPS build? Not quite sure.
Yeah, that'd be interesting to see Xin Zhao tank. Because personally, I think the Vi would be a better tank, just because she can jump in on the ADC, lock her down, and still have the beef to keep up with her, kite her out, or just peel her off away from the team. But Xin Zhao could just jump in with his E, knock the entire team away, and still just like Randuin's just stay there for an entire fight, and just heal himself with his W. Right now, I think that blue team has a better team setup, but if purple team, if their bot lane can get fed, then I think they'll have the advantage, just because of the range on Caitlyn.
Yeah, blue team is all about the like hard engages and stuff on their team. With Xin Zhao, Vi, Leona all diving in. I don't know that Nidalee quite fits that team comp, but we'll see how that goes. The bottom team is all about catching somebody, with maybe a Nasus whether Janna slow anything that they can catch somebody with, they will burst it down pretty quickly with Xerath and Caitlyn.
Both teams, I think, are pretty great for sieging, just because blue team has a natural tankiness. If someone steps out of line, they'll just get those get blown up immediately, locked down. But, what is it, purple team, they have the range and the sustain on their side.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Pretty basic starting items on all champs, except for maybe Xerath, the double fairy charms. Haven't seen that in a while. Everyone picked up a warding totem.
That's pretty normal early on. Oh, the Seraph might be in a bit of trouble
Uh-oh.
if he steps out there. Oh, Caitlyn.
First blood. That was a risky move. Face checking that bush.
Indeed. At this point, I think they just have to concede that buff and go to the other one. Nessa should just go steal the other blue, I think. Oh no, he's completely caught out if they don't catch him.
Yep, I believe they're gonna catch him though. One more hit.
Yep. He went the wrong way. After they went up to blue and they lost vision on them around the blue bush, because there was no wards, no nothing up there, they can't see them. He should have just backed completely out. They should have all left and gone to the enemy blue buff and just traded buffs.
Definitely. So currently Nidalee has both kills, first blood and second blood. That's gonna be a little annoying in lane. Yep, at 3 minutes, Nidalee is already sitting on almost 700 gold.
And Xerath pushed the wave turret too. Caitlyn definitely doing a good job of using her range against Leona.
Yep, bringing her down to half health.
Yep, without taking any damage herself.
Unfortunate tornado. That should be a kill.
Janna definitely needs to ward that bush, and there's a flash, and a kill.
And Caitlyn did not flash for that.
Nope. Leona actually had to flash back across Caitlyn anyway, so she was still in range. Looks like Xin Zhao is backing with a big wave about to hit his turret. He's going to lose all of that CS.
Yep.
Looks like he was taking some pretty good early harass though, because he was at about half-life and Kale was at still full.
I didn't see if he got engaged on or if he got harassed, but either way, I know he got dropped down pretty hard. Nidalee is out of mana.
It looks like he took about 3 shots on a Q from that Kale and dropped to about a quarter health. So he was forced to back.
Vi's coming around for a gank.
Nidalee, good spear there.
Purple team has cleared up the red camp timer for blue side.
If Ice Trinket Ward was up, she probably should have put it in the bush around Wraith somewhere, probably, so she could watch for enemy jungle side.
Kale just flashed to escape. Jin Zhao now knows that he can take her in a 1v1. But the question is for how long. As soon as she bases to get items, she may be a bigger threat than he can handle.
That's the major difference. When he backed, he's now items ahead of her. He has 2 Dorn's Blades against just her 1 Dorn's shield. So he has just significantly more damage.
Galen got dropped 300 health down bot. Ooh, Terrafim taking big damage.
Had to use barrier.
Bad engage. Oh, maybe for Leona.
Oh, I don't know that Leona probably should have gone back in there. I think that that Q is probably a bad idea. Or sorry, that E.
The decision...
I don't know that there's anything this Vi can really do, though.
Kale up top dropped down to 100, 200 health. Probably gonna have to back off of this.
The major flaw there that Kale did, if you notice, she's got 24 CS to his 15. She's doing a very good job of harassing him, but when she knocked him out of lane, she should have gone back herself, because her minion wave was pushed all the way to his turret anyway. So he was losing all that CS, and they would have been at the same items at least. And now, because she didn't go by, she was behind and got pushed out of lane. See, like right now, Xin Zhao is about to go back, I was just so he can match up with her.
I'd like to say so, but looks like he is not. He's going to perhaps check the golems.
No, I think that was a bad decision on his part. He probably should have backed right there as well.
Yep. Wasting time. He's not in lane to get the experience, and he's not backing to get items.
And he did have 600 gold that he could have spent something. Maybe at least a longsword.
So even though Kaylin gave up that first blood, she's made up for it by getting 2 kills already.
And she's 10 CS up as well.
Yep. I think it was on her first back that she got a BF sword, making her a bigger threat than Jinx, who only has a Vampiric Scepter. Yep, that's plus 50 damage on her. And they are the same level.
I don't know if I like Vi roaming around with no wards, no items in the enemy jungle. I think that's probably a bad idea. She hasn't even backed yet from her initial clear. So, not only is she possibly wasting time looking for the enemy jungle, but he could be very much stronger than her if he had already backed.
Yep.
He had a Spirit Stone.
And it appears that Vi is going DPS Vi. She bought a longsword. Could be trading that in for a Lizard Elder. From there she could build tankiness, but she won't have the tenacity from Spirit of the Lizard Golem, or Elder Golem.
And that should be perfectly acceptable, provided that the other person on her team does go tanky. But being that he has 2 Doran's Blades, I don't know about that.
Bot lane's trading pretty good.
Now at this point, it's 9 minutes in, and our junglers are just now starting their second clear of their buffs. So they wasted possibly an entire minute there. Almost 2 minutes of time before they got that first buff down. Because those should be spawning at 7:15.
Will Vi ulti for it? Nope, she won't.
Vi is going to be in some trouble here. She should have seen that. Maybe not. Xerath is coming in.
I'm gonna rewind for a moment. There is a fight down bot, and apparently purple team got killed.
Oh yeah, it was that That was a very good Janna ult. But I think she stayed way too long to trade. That was the flaw right there.
Still, Jinx only has 1 kill to Caitlyn's 3. And Caitlyn's up by 16 CS as well.
Needly is doing a very good job of CSing as well. She's way ahead of Xerath.
I don't think bot lane's playing it correctly, because I don't believe that they can fight Caitlyn or bot lane in general, and they're still trying to shove their lane. I think that they should try to stall their lane, try to farm up, because their item, the only thing that's killing them really is the item difference. The BF sword is it's wrecking Jinx. Like, she may have the attack speed, but Caitlyn's damage and poke will just, make it useless for her pretty much.
Well, the other thing, though, is Caitlyn, she should be queuing these waves if they try to push this hard, just to keep the wave in the middle. But she's not clearing it as effectively. If they can push the turret, then they should push the turret with Jinx, because Jinx can clear turrets so fast. So if they can pressure that, it makes it harder for Caitlyn to CS. But like I said, if Caitlyn is trading correctly, then she should be ahead. Xerath almost died and had to flash there. It was a good flash to the side.
Very good flash. And he will have teleport to get back to lane, so he will not miss out on too much CS. Nasus had to flash.
Yep.
I like the ward that purple team set up down there in the river, giving them good vision of the river crossing.
Indeed. And now they have 4 people collapsing on bottom, but oh, there's a pink ward there.
So they know, so Xerath should push mid, but it appears he is not going to.
Oh, that spear landed. They should, engage on that right there, I think. Because now Caitlyn's at half health after that spear.
Very good tornado by Janna, making Leona take a few turret hits.
Those Caitlyn Qs are really starting to hurt on that Jinx. I think Nasus is just now clearing his second red.
I have yet to see this Jinx go to rocket form though. And she is maxing her Q. Oh, Leona went down under turret.
That was a bad dive, because she had nobody there to back up any damage whatsoever.
Very bad dive.
And a pretty bad ult there too, that hit nothing.
Vino's blue is up. She is going to try and take it. She does have her ultimate. Nidalee knows that she is there. Blue buff given to Nidalee. being caught out of position down bot. A little bit of a trade in mid, but Nilly comes out on top, landing very good spears.
And blue team takes the first dragon as well at 16 minutes.
Purple team did have a ward in the bottom bush, and very nice Nidalee spear. Purple team did have a ward in the bush before blue team did clear out the dragon, so they should guess that dragon has been taken and should have a timer on it. But whether or not they actually will, that's different. Leon is brought down to half health, taking a lot of fire from that. I did not think she should have gone up that far. She was like underneath the tower.
Yeah, she didn't back out quite fast enough there and took an extra turret shot she didn't have to do. And Nidalee got the first turret of the game.
Top is pretty even, they're just farming up.
That's really surprising. I think this Kayle should try to be pushed disadvantage. Every time Zen dives on her, all she has to do is like put on her speed boost, run a little bit, and then when he turns around, you just trade all that damage back. It was a good engage on bottom by the purple team.
Yes, indeed. These Janus tornadoes have been on point all game. I have not seen one. Well, actually, no, that's a lie. I've seen one miss, but after that, they have all been fairly accurate.
At this point, they should be really trying to push this turret down. Because they know that Vi's top lane right now. The enemies in their lane are at nearly nothing, so they can't really hard engage, which is all that they can do to effectively trade with Leona Jinx.
Nearly roaming down bot.
Oh, good spear. That hurt. It's like half health.
It was a good thing that she had a Janus shield on her, otherwise it would have brought her down to like a quarter.
Another spear.
Just out of range. Nasus getting top.
Kayle's in nowhere near to even try and help either.
She is out of mana. She cannot Q. She cannot give a speed boost.
I think Xerath was doing the right thing there, pushing the turret. He's not really been warding much, though. I think he definitely needs to ward now that he doesn't have any turret there to help him see.
Yes, but they do have a pink in the river, and they know Nidalee is heading top. Looks like top lane is going to back out because of it, too. And they see Vi on her way as well. Spear hit. Very nice spear. I'm actually interested in this Leona build. She rushed the Glacial Shroud first. Little dive going on top.
It was a good job. Nidalee took the 2 turret shots there. And, and the heal actually saved him, I think.
Very, very lucky.
If she hadn't been the one to dive in there first and take those 2 turret shots, he definitely would have died, with or without that heal.
But I feel that Zhen went the wrong direction. He decided to go down towards Tribush when he could have just kept going up the lane. I think that would have taken less time, and he wouldn't have taken as many tower shots.
Xerath had to teleport back. and use his actual teleport ability to get out of there. And he took a spear at the very last second, but it didn't interrupt the teleport.
Again, another lucky play.
Oh, bot lane might be in trouble. Oh, good 40 caliber net there, just out of range.
Caitlyn getting a zeal ooh, taking a spear. That hurt. But she got a zeal second instead of upgrading to either a cloak of agility or a pickaxe. I find that questionable because yes, it gives you the attack speed to get off your passive faster, but I think building towards that Infinity Edge earlier would be more useful.
Definitely, yeah. Crits are majorly important on Caitlyn, so you want to get that IE as fast as you possibly can.
Yep, she just bought a pickaxe now. I think she would have had enough money had she not built a zeal to finish up the Infinity Edge.
Both flashes used in top lane. Xin Zhao barely made it out of there.
Jinx just shredding towers.
Yep, that's Jinx's strength, just pushing towers right there. They're really good flame chompers. Lands on both of them.
Very good. And you have to remember that those flame chompers are actually hard to gauge now because of the 0.75 activation time. Earlier it was just 0.5, which made it so simple to land. Very good on Seraphim to gauge for that timer. And he placed it ahead of her too, so she backed up into them. Nearly heading top. Nope, Kayle will not finish the tower. Oh no, she will. Lucky minion.
Winions again. Both junglers heading towards top. I think this might be really bad for Nasus actually.
Bad positioning.
Because Kayle has no ult right now, and I don't think she's wanting to fight at all. Immediately doing a very good job of just harassing them.
Oh yes, very good. She almost had that last spear, but the minion got in the way.
Oh, and the Janna ult saves her, I think, there. The dragon is back up. So we might see something going on around there soon.
Xin Zhao going deep.
Those turret shots aren't really doing any damage to him at all.
Nope, he is going tanky, and it is working out for him. He is rushing a Trinity Force, apparently.
So much for tanky. You were right about that Elder Lizard on Vi, though. She did pick that up.
Looks like she's going for a cleaver now. I think that's questionable, just because it is helpful for the damage and the cooldown reduction, but it doesn't appear that anyone on the purple team is building armor.
I think Brutalizer is one of the best early items that she can get, and that was true in the past, and I think is still true now. So even if she just gets the Brutalizer and sits on that for a while, she can pick up the Cleaver later. That's probably pretty good. Especially considering Longsword is now cheaper, so she can just hold on to those for a little bit.
That is true, that is true. So it seems that Leona will be the only pure tank on the blue team. Caitlyn getting chunked pretty hard just from 1W. Good Calibur net, good Calibur net. See, that's what I was talking about earlier though. It's a 0.75 delay. It was a good flash from Jinx, but that Calibur net got him just out of range. Had Caitlyn not had those good fingers, I'm pretty sure she would have been dead.
I think that was a pretty bad engage there by Leona. She was able to take Caitlyn down really far, but none of her team was able to follow up that dive because she was so far behind the turret. Nasus trying to finish up the Leona. Yeah, I think Nasus was just out of position there. I don't know why he would try to go in there just for the one kill on a support.
Was that supposed to hurt, Kate?
And Vi and Kate getting the taunt thing on.
I enjoyed that. That was funny. I said that mockingly, it did take off 400 health. So yes, I do think that Caitlyn ult did hurt.
Yes, it did.
Zeref could have gotten that turret minion, but... See, I don't think that they prioritize turret minions as much as they should be, considering that turret minions are worth 2 frontline minions or 3 backline minions.
Needly definitely dead here.
Yeah, she didn't have any wards to be up that far.
Yeah, I think she just got a little overconfident. Oh, that Janna ward just outside the bush around red.
Pulling a Scara. There goes another pink ward in the river.
Was that the first one that they put there?
Nope, that was the third one. So both blue and purple team have Baron warded, but purple team is being shoved to their castle. They cannot engage. Did Zeref try to flash there? No, he didn't. That was an animation.
Jinx starting to maybe split push? Yeah, probably. Maybe they're just all gonna go to a different lane.
What do you think of this Jinx build?
She's just going pure damage, and she can definitely do that as Jinx, because she has all the attack speed built in. Oh, huge Nidalee speed there.
And if you notice, Jinx has beaten Caitlyn in CS. She is 9 above now. Even if Caitlyn has that one more kill, Jinx only has 1 death compared to her 3. And she has 1 more assist. I think that puts her on a gold lead. It does.
I think the CS lead is just partially due to blue team applying pressure constantly, so that purple team's having trouble getting minion waves.
Still though, the Caitlyn total gold is only 8,000 when Jinx is 9.5k. That's a 1,500 gold difference. That's like enough for a BF sword.
And there's the Nidalee siege right there, just landing spears left and right, and that's why Nidalee is good at sieging turrets.
That's what she was made for, and their blue team's team comp is good for sieging. They have Jinx. If someone gets too close, they have Leona. They have Vi's ulti. They have Jin's knockup. Looks like there's gonna be a little fight. Fortunately,
You don't get that far back there.
she used her E, and the entire purple team was like lined up just for her to travel.
Oh, and then she got a knockback from Janna ult. That's why she ended up behind the inhibitor.
Nearly being forced to flash. She has blue buff though. To be honest, I think blue team could stay.
Jinx getting a little too ballsy here. I think she's dead. Yep. Vi trying to go in, not gonna do anything, waste flash. I mean, there's nothing she could do there. She has no minions under that turret. Her ally had just died, and then she tries to queue into their enemy team with at least 3 players under their own turret. I think that was probably a bad idea. She had to burn flash for it.
And top lane is pushing on its own. Same as bot lane. Bot lane is still pushing for blue team.
Yep, they left the minion wave just imbalanced enough that it would continue to grow. They're getting the dragon out of this. So far, Nasus with 231 extra damage. Not quite sure about that Nasus build. He looks like he's got 3 different items going on right now.
Yes, it is quite interesting.
Blue team slain dragon.
I honestly do not even know what he's building. He has the Warden's Mail, which can go into a Frozen Heart or Randuin's, but he also has the cloth armor all on its own. Perhaps that's for a Ninja Tabi.
Yeah, that's probably a good guess. Jinx is putting out a considerable amount of burst with all her items too.
And she's going for a Zeal now. Which could...
I'm not exactly quite sure what they're trying to do. They're sieging behind the other turret. I assume just waiting for the minion wave to show up. If they keep landing Nidalee Spears, they shouldn't have any problem taking that turret. Yeah, there's another good Nidalee Spear. So now the other team is pushed up to their own turret, can't engage, and they get the free turret out of that.
Ooh, a very good Nidalee Spear. Bypass kill, straight into Caitlyn. That one hit kill.
Purple team should definitely be able to clear minions much better than this. They have Caitlyn's Q, they have Kayle, who is insanely good at clearing minions, and Xerath, who should be clearing everything, but it seems like the blue team is able to push them out, even with just a couple of good Nidalee Spears.
Oh.
Xerath might be AFK here. He wasn't moving.
Yes, he was not.
Oh, Jinx ult just missing that Caitlyn. And she's gonna lay some pain on that turret.
Ooh, Tigray taking that hit, dropping down to 2.5 health. Jinx just whacking away that turret, able to tank it. They're just gonna split push this. Jinx can take one all on her own. They send a support to take her out. That is not a very good choice.
Kayle's there to back her up now.
Oh, that's a dead.
Finish it off with the Kate ult. Good job. And they were able to manage to scare off the people at the top, but not before they took out everything in that lane.
Very good follow-up. Purple team has to be worried now, though, because they lost top inhibitor, they lost the mid lane turret. If they try for a Baron play, purple team could, or not purple team, blue team could just steamroll right on through. They may try to Baron, or maybe they're just warning it. They have eyes on Caitlyn.
They have vision on them both. Janna hit a trap as well.
They know it's not warded, though.
They know it's not warded, and they see that there's two people in bottom lane. I think they should probably have just taken that right now.
They should have. They definitely should have.
The main issue I see here is that Xerath has not come back. He is still AFK.
They should have used a pause. I do not think that they put on tournament mode.
Oh, that could definitely be a problem.
These awards will be cleared, though. Or at least that's pink one. The only sweeper that blue team has is on their support, which personally, in my opinion, at this time, I think their jungler should have had a sweeper as well, or at least a pink ward on her.
Yeah, usually the best option is for junglers around level 9, level 10 to switch to the sweeping, and then they can start clearing out those wards. That way they can come in and effectively gank if it's still in lane phase. And right now, blue team should be completely sweepers. They should, all of them, have a red sweeper right now, and then just be buying wards, because they're ahead in gold. And if they can maintain that vision war and they can win out that jungle vision, then that's even more pressure that they can apply. And Vi was able to get the smite there.
Yeah, Nasus too early with Smite, very, very early.
Yeah, and that was a 3-on-5 at best. Caitlyn not really even in the fight.
And Janna did flash ulti into the pit to push him off, but unfortunately Nasus, once again, hit his Smite it really, really early. Looks like blue team is just gonna shove out and win here.
Yeah, they probably should be able to, because the Xerath isn't even here.
No, it looks like they're gonna base. They have no minion coverage.
Oh, Neely took some huge bursts there.
Oh,
Got hit with it.
this Nilly build, what do you think of it? Looks like she's going for a Deathfire Grasp. Honestly, I don't know if she should be, because I personally wouldn't build a Deathfire Grasp on Nilly. I'd go for a Lich Bane.
Well, I mean, if Lich Bane is pretty much for brawling Needly, Deathfire Grasp is definitely good against their team, because if you notice, they don't have all that much magic resist at all. In fact, Nasus is the only one with any real magic resist whatsoever, though Janna does have the team item there.
Yeah, the Locket of Iron Solari.
Right. So that means that Needly is basically doing true damage with her spears if she goes for that rod.
Xin Zhao is still holding on to that Vamp Scepter that he built really, really early.
He did end up going a DPS build as well.
It appears that Leona actually never upgraded her Relic Shield into any higher items. Didn't go to a Targon's, didn't even go to a Face of Mountain or a Targon's.
I think that's definitely an error. She should definitely have gone at least a Targon.
I agree. Because it adds one more stack, and that's like another heal that you can give, extra gold for your team.
It's one more stack or two? I thought it went from 2 to 4.
2 to 3. And then 4 is Face of the Mountain. Personally, I don't really try to rush the Face of the Mountain, but I do make it a priority on my list. Just because whenever you try to fight, if you need to engage under a turret or just in a fight in general, you can give that extra shield to an ally. Either your ADC who could get focused down, your tank who could go even deeper. Face of the Mountain, in my opinion, is just a good item overall. Especially if you have a Locket of Iron Solari, because that's 200 health shield, plus the whatever it is that Face of the Mountain gives you, which is based off of your health.
Jinx barely managing to live through that. Some good shield. Uh-oh.
Ooh, does not kill her. Lucky, lucky.
So close.
Axios, or Xin Zhao just getting...
Well, Xerath's back. And a flash onto the Jinx.
Will not be able to finish, though.
Gale gets exploded. She'd already used her ult earlier to save Caitlyn, so it was down.
Looks like that'll be it.
Yeah, that's definitely the end. Well, that game, I think MVP definitely goes to Needly. Her constant spears just landing everywhere just forced the other team off of anything they tried to siege against. And that definitely turned the game. Plus, she did win her lane pretty hard. She's way up on CS. I think that's partially due to maybe, I'm assuming, lag issues or something going on with Xerath because of his disconnect.
I think so. But yes, I do agree with your MVP choice. Nidalee, she did the most damage to champions, not only in Magic, but just overall in general. Next to her was Caitlyn on the blue team, or purple team, but even then it was still like 5,000 damage difference. well done by Nidalee. Those spears were, those things were very, very accurate. They set up so many good engages, especially with the tower dives up top. She poked down Nasus and Kale just to where her team could just go in and say, hey, we're going to kill you, take your tower.
Alright, let's go ahead and go up to their channel.